Hello everyone, this is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. This past weekend was New Year's and I love New Year's because it gives me time to reflect on what the past year has brought me to and gives me a time to look forward to the things that are going to happen in the new year. And one of the things I like to do is clean and declutter, and I chose my makeup collection as a good place to start in that regard. And I cleaned and decluttered my makeup collection, which was not a simple process because I do have quite a bit of makeup. But I went through everything I owned and decided if it was valuable to me or important to me, and if it wasn't, I let go of it. And I did purge a lot of makeup, which it's not always easy, but after it's done, it feels really good. But what I want to say is that as I was looking through everything I had, I definitely noticed that some makeup stood to the top of being one of my favorites and really were game changers in 2016. And I know everyone's doing videos now of the best in beauty for the last year, and I thought I would come on and do my version. I have 16 products for 2016 that I want to share with you, plus one honorable mention, and I just want to share them. So hopefully you enjoy this, and I'll just get started. Okay, the first thing I want to share is foundation, and I have been just loving this one. It is the Lancome Teint Doll Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. If you've been watching my channel for this year, you know I definitely have mentioned this one a lot. It is a perfect shade for me. It's actually in shade 460 Suede, and I love the coverage. I love the finish. It is full coverage. It is matte, but more skin-like. It's not a super dry looking matte, and it lasts all day. So for high-end foundation, this is actually one that really stood out to me this year, and I loved it to pieces. And as far as a drugstore foundation, or any foundation for that matter, because low-end, high-end, this is really good. You know I talk about this one all the time. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Makeup. I am in the color 111 Soft Sable, and this bottle is almost finished. I'm going to have to get a new one pretty soon because I love this so much. You've seen in my Pink to Pear style videos, I use this quite a bit. I wear this a lot just on random days, especially when I want my makeup to last a long time and look really good on. It matches me perfectly, and it has a full coverage matte finish, but again, it's not too dry looking matte where it's like, you know, suck the life out of you matte, but it's really, really good. And if you haven't tried it, you might want to give it a try. It's about $11–12 at the drugstore, and I just really love it. So that was the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Makeup. And then as far as like powders go, I have to mention this one because I have hit serious pan on it. It's the Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder Foundation. Looks like this inside. And you see I hit pan. I never hit pan on anything because I have so much makeup, but I really used the heck out of this, and I'm in the color, just so you know, 214, and it is a really, really good powder foundation. I use it a lot by itself on days when I need to just quick get out of the house. I put my primer on and then take a foundation brush and brush this on my face. It gives me a nice medium to full coverage, I would say, even more towards the full side. And for a powder, it doesn't look too powdery. And if you set it with a setting spray, it's gonna look wonderful. So I definitely have to mention this one. It's the Makeup Forever Powder Foundation Duo Matte formula in the color 214. I'll always have a powder foundation in my collection, and this is the one that was a go-to for me that I used so much in 2016. So I just wanted to mention that. As far as a concealer goes, now I think you might know that I'm going to say it's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm going to show you the label, and it looks like this. I am in the color Caramel, and this was a game changer for me because I did experience several days where I had the dark circles under my eyes and I needed a concealer to clear that up. I found that this was really thick and creamy, nice full coverage, but it wasn't cakey, and it didn't leave me lots of creasing and stuff underneath my eyes. So this was really good. I love the creamy formula. It's not too thin. I feel like I'm doing something and then I'm applying something, and I just blend it in with a tapered or a pointy tip foundation brush or kabuki brush and just blend that in underneath my eyes, or beauty blender. The pointy side would be very well too. But it was just great for underneath my eyes, and it stayed put. I just set it with a little bit of powder, and it was great. So I really do love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and it was a game changer for me in 2016. Now, as far as blush goes, I have a pretty nice size blush collection. It was hard to pick out one that just stood out, but when I did, the one that was kind of like revolutionary for me was this one by MAC. It is in the color Mocha. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like right there. It's coming off a little more pink on camera than it is in real life, but for me this was great because I discovered nude or neutral cheeks this year. Mostly in the past I've always done like a pink blush, and that sometimes competes a lot with the eyeshadow look or the lip look that I'm using, and I just found that a nude blush was the way to go because it just gives you a nice hint of color to complete your look, but it didn't compete with your look, if you know what I mean. So I really love the color Mocha. I discovered this because I picked it out for a friend. She was in the market for a blush and this looked wonderful on her, and then I just like, hey, let me try it too. So I thought it looked good on me, and she is very, very fair and I'm deeper complexion, so it works on both, and I just thought it was really good. It's a matte finish. It's a really good subtle blush for a nice neutral cheek, and I think it's really good. So that's MAC Mocha. Okay, now highlighters, that's where we get fun. I have two that I really love this year. The first one I want to call off is Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera Illuminator. So the color is Riviera, and it looks like this. Gorgeous light champagne rose gold kind of color. It is something that I don't really have anything else like this, with the sheen and the shine, and the champagne kind of rose gold color is so unique. It's a really good formula. It gives you a nice, as you can see that, a nice shine without being overly dramatic, but you can build it up and get dramatic if you want to. So I really did love this highlighter this year, and I wore it a lot. I can even see that I'm putting a dent in it, and I never put a dent in anything because, again, I have a lot of makeup. So that was really good. And the other one that I wore all summer, because I can't just think about what, it was recent. I'm thinking about the whole year. In the summertime, I was all about the Beach highlighter or shimmer powder by Bobbi Brown in the color Bikini Bronze, and it looks like this. I walked past it in Sephora when I first saw it, and I just kind of like, oh, that's nice. But then I walked up to it and I swatched it and it felt really creamy and good, and swatched it. It's a nice bronzy, I don't know if you can see that. Pick up that highlight. It's a nice bronzy highlighter that is perfect for the summer because I do get a little darker, and the color is just amazing. It's a little more of a brown taupe highlighter, so it's not your typical champagne or really light color, so it blends in with my skin tone. I think it would look good on everybody, and the best part about it is that it smells like Bobbi Brown's Beach perfume, which is one of my summertime favorites. So I really think this is a great one. I wore it to death this summer. Now, as far as eyeshadow palettes go, I have two. One is a neutral and one is for color. I know I picked this one a couple years ago as a favorite, and it is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette, the original, and it looks like this. Just really pretty and gorgeous. You can see that there's a lot of use in this color right there, which is that olive green color. I really fell in love with olive green eyes this year, and it's just a perfect palette. It has something for everyone. It has my transition shades, it has the highlighter shades, it has some lid colors, it has some matte colors. I just think it's perfect, and as far as a go-to palette for me this year, this was still, I think this is like 2 or 3 years running, but it is definitely a go-to palette for me, and it was in 2016, so that's why I picked Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. The other palette I picked was a new one for me this year. It is by Japanesque, and it is the Pixelated Color palette, and it looks like this. Really pretty palette, and I think I've done a makeup tutorial with this. Love these colors on here. They're nice. I'll see if I can get you to get that in close and see it. Nice shimmery lid colors, but over here are nice matte colors that are great for your transition, your outer corner black, and your pearl shades for brow bone highlights and inner tear duct work. It is just perfect. Let's look. Highly pigmented. Look at this. Really richly pigmented. And I think it looks great on. So that's why this was one of my favorites. I rarely get into colorful eye looks, but this palette helped me do that and made me feel a lot more confident. And it's a reasonable price. I got it at Ulta. Again, it's a Japanesque pixelated color palette, and I really like it. And as far as individual eyeshadows go, I just want to point out this one by MAC because I used it almost every day if I was using a palette that didn't have a transition color in it. And the color is called Brown Down. It's by MAC, and it looks like this. And to me, it's a perfect brown matte transition color, and I used it a lot. So if I picked up a palette that didn't have a nice brown transition color in it for me, I used this. So I used this a lot this year. I had it in my collection for years and just kind of rediscovered it this year. You know how that goes. But I'm really glad I did, and I got a lot of use out of it. Again, it's called Brown Down by MAC. The other eyeshadow I gravitated towards a lot this year was by Kat Von D, and it is the Metal Crush eyeshadow formula in the color Thunderstruck, and it looks like this. In the pan, it looks perfectly white and very scary, but if you swatch it, and it feels really super creamy, it's highly pigmented, it gives you a nice champagne gold that was great for the brow bone highlight, inner corner, and also as a highlight for your cheek. I used it several times for my eyes and my cheeks, and I just loved it. It was a very popular item. It sold out a lot, but if you got your hands on that, good, because you can get a lot of use out of this and a lot with your makeup looks. So that was Thunderstruck by Kat Von D in her Metal Crush formula. And now we go on to lips. Okay, as far as lips go, I have two. I have a liquid lipstick, and when I look at my whole drawer of liquid lipsticks, the one that stood out to me the most was this one by Stila. It is the Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the color Amore. And if you look at it in the tube and next to my skin color, it was the perfect dark nude color for me. It actually really blends in with my skin tone, and I just love it. A lot of nude formulas out there, or nude colors out there in lipstick, are just too light for me. So it's really hard for me to find one that I can wear easily, and this was one of them. It looks like this, and it might look dark on my hand because my hand is a little lighter, but on my lips it looks perfect. And I have worn this in a lot of videos, so you might have seen it, written down in the description box that I was wearing this color. But the formula is absolutely perfect. It's rich and creamy, it's highly pigmented, it doesn't dry out your lips, it lasts for a very long time, and what else can I say about it? It's just a great formula. I do love the Stila liquid lipsticks. I have a few other colors and they last all day, and there's nothing I can say wrong about it. And this color just stood out to me as one of the game changers for 2016. And as far as a traditional lipstick goes, I wore this one a lot. It is a NARS Audacious lipstick in the color Fanny, and it looks like this. It is a beautiful pinky violet color, and it goes with a lot of the things that I wear, and I wore this a lot. It looks like this. Nice satiny finish, very long-lasting cream lipstick that is a wonderful formula. You know, these came out a couple years ago and people went gaga over them. They still are. They're still great. If you're going to wear a regular lipstick, this is the way to go because they do last a long time and they're richly pigmented and feel really good on the lips. And this color, I just couldn't beat it because I wore it all summer. I wore it in the fall. It was just a really versatile color that was year-round and seasonless, and I could just really get a lot of bang for my buck from this. So this is the NARS Audacious lipstick in the color Fanny. And that's as far as like makeup goes. I do want to point out this guy. This is the Fast and Fabulous Makeup Setting Spray by Hard Candy. You can find this in Walmart, and if you can't find it in your Walmart, like my Walmart doesn't have it right now for some reason, you can find it online at walmart.com. It's only $6 a bottle, and I swear this setting spray is amazing. It goes on with a really super fine mist, and you can just feel it setting and locking everything into place. It's hard to explain, but I can just feel it just kind of like landing on my face and just locking everything in place. It doesn't feel like I've just sprayed my face with a lot of water. It feels like, I don't know, like hairspray or something. I don't know. It feels like it's definitely doing something, and it does work. I mean, it does make your makeup last all day. It's only $6 a bottle too, so you can't beat that. So this is something I kind of discovered in the drugstore and just wanted to give a try. And I'm really, really super glad that I did because it turned out to be a really good makeup setting spray. I would say this is a good match for the Urban Decay, and it's so much cheaper. So if you're in the drugstore and you see this at Walmart, give it a try. It's Fast and Fabulous Makeup Setting Spray by Hard Candy. So those were the makeup-y things. Now I have fragrance, and I couldn't pick one. This was a big fragrance year for me. I accumulated a lot of fragrance this year, and I wore a different one almost every day. But there were a couple that stood out to me as being something that I repeated a little bit more often than the other ones, and that was my Yves Saint Laurent Black Opium and my Yves Saint Laurent, oh, I didn't realize they both were Yves Saint Laurent Manifesto. The Black Opium I've had for a little while longer, and I just love it. I'm wearing it today. It's very long lasting. It's got such a unique smell to it. Florally, sweet, seductive, all of that is just in this bottle, and it smells so good. It's a lot of people's favorites in 2016, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be because it is a really good smelling perfume. I already know that when this bottle is empty, I'm gonna get it replaced ASAP because I really do love this. It's a nice daytime to evening scent, and you just can't go wrong with Yves Saint Laurent Black Opium. The other fragrance that I really loved this year was the Manifesto by Yves Saint Laurent, and it has a sentimental reason for it because I bought it in France and it desperately reminds me of my trip, and it also is, again, very long lasting. It's a little more gourmand and a little more sexier than the Black Opium, but it is a heavy, warm scent that's great for fall and winter. And it's more of an evening scent, but I wear it all day. I don't care. And I just love it. It is, what can I say? It is perfect. It is, between the two of these, they represent my style perfectly. And I just love it. You can see that I have used quite a bit of that. That is actually a lot of product used for me because I have so many fragrances and I do rotate. But that I've used this much in 9 months says a lot, and it's definitely reason why it was one of my favorites in 2016. So those were the makeup and fragrance items that I really did love in 2016. Now, as far as skincare, I wasn't really that too much into skincare this year as I have been in the past. I don't know why that was. I was really kind of lazy with my routine. I had a routine, but I just, in and out, whatever goes kind of thing. I did invest into some really super high-end skincare products by Estee Lauder this year that I used, and they worked beautifully for me. And when I purchased that with Nordstrom's, they gave me this, and this is my 17th or my honorable mention product for 2016. It is the Estee Lauder Nutritious 2-in-1 Foam Cleanser. It is really, really good. If you're looking for a cleanser and you want to spend a little bit of money for it, actually this is just as good or pricey as some things you find in Sephora. So I would recommend you try it. The reason I really love it is because I could use it and wash my face however long, however deep and long, and it never dried my skin out. That I really appreciate because I have normal skin, which kind of gets easy to dry out if you wash it and process it with skincare. So this was really good. It smells good. It feels luxurious. You feel like you're in a spa when you're washing your face, and I just really love it. They do sell it at Nordstrom's. It's about, I think, $40 a bottle or something like that, but you get 4.2 ounces and it lasts forever because you don't need to use that much. You can also use this as a mask. Just set it on your face, let it sit for a while, and then go ahead and wash it off or suds it up and cleanse your face. I guess, if I looked at a skincare item, this would be the one that I really, really liked and stood out the most in 2016. So I wanted to mention it to you just in case you're in the market for skincare. Estee Lauder Nutritious is a great one that you might want to try. So those were the products that I really did love in 2016. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun for me to put together because I like looking at this group of products because they bring me a lot of joy and I really do like them a lot. I'm looking forward to 2017 and what kind of products I like then, and I'll be back at the end of this year with another video like this showing you the best in beauty according to Brook. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me, and I would love to have you as part of the Pink to Paris family. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I will be back soon with another video. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day and take care. Bye-bye.